I guess WWE weren't kidding when they said there will be creative changes. Product is changing, evolving. Evolutionism is. Let's talk about how serious Seth Rollins' injury is and how plans change. BDE made his TNA debut. BDE people, I do analyzing. BDE does everything. And yes, a fellow content creator was in TNA. We'll talk about a wholesome AJ Styles moment, The Rock's thoughts on John Cena's final match, and some changes coming to WWE music. Welcome to the channel, let's talk about it. As I'm sitting here with a crazy ass crash, cup of coffee, I took like a 4-hour nap. Crashed a little. I thought you were not gonna get a video today, but here I am. Let's talk about WWE's creative changes. Body Slam indicated that WWE is undergoing creative changes to their team to overall improve the product. This is something we talked about, but we looked at these news and said, a doubt. We appreciate your effort, Triple H, but you've been burned so many times, you lost our trust. I remember hearing sources that SmackDown is going to improve, but Raw Dog is staying. Like I said, it's good to have buds, people. It's good to have buds. Well, it's crazy to say we got 4 good consecutive shows in a row, my beautiful people. Monday Night Raw was better, SmackDown was better, PLE was good, and of course the next Raw was absolutely shocking. My last video is basically talking about all the possibilities we could get out of it, you know, such as Austin Theory joining, Brock Lesnar joining, Seth Rollins' face turn, all of that stuff, but we also talked about the injury. I'll tell you all about it in a second, but first of all, I do see the changes. MFTs are finally interesting. They did more in 1 week, 1 night, people, than in 3, 4, or 5 years with Solo Sikoa. I actually felt the aura. Aleister Black is now with Zelina Vega. Seems like an obvious choice. Zelina was basically a Sasha Banks knockoff, so I appreciate what WWE did right here. Even though, like I've said, it seems like they're copying Karrion Kross and Scarlett in a way. Was that intentional? I have no idea, but I'm very interested. I like Aleister. He has a great look and fun to watch. And of course, now Division just broke up. Seems like something that would have happened in 2026 or even 27 happened, well, a couple of nights ago, which is absolutely crazy. One of the most shocking Raw moments I've seen in a while. That sneaky bald son of a bitch. A sneaky bald son of a bitch. With the copyright logo again. People, this is why we have trust issues. This is why we have trust issues. Somebody in this world turned off Netflix and said that Raw was fine. And missed it. They missed it. Press F in the chat for these people. Now, some sources indicate that this happened because of Seth Rollins' injury. Which again, just like I said in my previous video, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be a prank. It could be. And I would be very disappointed, but it still happened. No matter why it happened, the vision just turned on Seth Rollins. So Meltzer says, there was a plan for World Heavyweight Championship title match against CM Punk at the next Saturday night's main event. So I'm wondering if the vision turned because of the injury, WWE already knew about the injury and still had a #1 contenders match where CM Punk won. So what's gonna happen next? Is the championship going to be vacated, which would be such a blow, man? So many title vacations, whatever it's called lately in the WWE, and obviously this is like the worst way to have a title change. You know, nobody beats a real champion. I just really wonder for how long Seth Rollins is gonna be out, and do we actually need to vacate the championship? Maybe we're going to get CM Punk versus Braun Breaker at Saturday night's main event. You never know. Fightful says, WWE is keeping Seth Rollins' injury status under wraps, but he was wildly credited for gutting out the remainder of the Cody Rhodes match despite being hurt. And this is no surprise, people. This is why I respect Seth Rollins. Sometimes we do a little, you know, sometimes we laugh, and that's completely fine, but we respect the man, Seth Rollins. I feel like one of the best workers in the WWE, doesn't care about personal rivalries, you know, with Riddle, with CM Punk, and also, who could forget WrestleMania 40, where he was also wrestling injured and was, in my opinion, the MVP of the entire event. So it's no surprise he actually, you know, still delivered us a great match. I feel like Seth Rollins is not getting enough respect. I do understand his booking sometimes it's a bit of a 50-50, I'm gonna have to agree with that, but I feel like the guy definitely deserves a lot more respect from wrestling fans. They also said the fact that he was cleared for the vision turn could also be a really good sign. So yes, that actually makes a lot of sense. If he was very seriously injured, why would you have the vision hit moves on the guy? Maybe it's not as serious as we think. Maybe it's just a month or two, which hopefully, right, so we can continue this storyline. But it does seem like this storyline is going to have a bit of a pause. Like right now, we're going to see segments with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, possibly a new member, which is something WWE should definitely do to keep up with the momentum, to get people excited about it, to make sure people still care. I guess we need to look at it this way. when is Seth Rollins making his return? Fightful also says the Vision turn was hinted at being a heavy creative shift. Like I told you, man, WWE were not kidding when they basically said we need to get this shit together. Original plans didn't call for this to happen until into 2026, which still feels early in a way. I thought this is gonna happen like maybe at the end of 2026, 2027, where Braun Breaker finally breaks free and, you know, maybe challenges Seth Rollins for the championship. This faction was very short-lived, which is still kinda crazy to me, people. And like I told you, I don't remember the last time WWE gave us such a cliffhanger, which is like the most important spice in TV shows. You know, you gotta hook people. You gotta hook us up. Fightful says other plans probably changed too, because the previous War Games match involved the Vision and the Bloodline, which is exactly what Meltzer reported, so I'm not sure what to believe anymore. So Meltzer said this is going to be the War Games match, right? Team Roman versus Team Seth Rollins, and it had Brock Lesnar and Austin Theory. So I really wonder if Meltzer actually heard this or pulled it out of his ass. If he actually heard about the involvement of Austin Theory, it still means he's going to be involved in some capacity, whether he's going to be with Seth Rollins, which would make a lot of sense, or with the Vision, which also makes a lot of sense. He's, you know, the future of the WWE. Coffee makes it look like I just ate some ass. This is wrestling at its best, people. We get to speculate. What's gonna happen next? It's unpredictable. The feeling is back. The feeling of waiting for Monday Night Raw. Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. This is very interesting. What's gonna happen next, and what do you want out of this storyline? Some people may believe this was a mistake, which is totally understandable. It was very short-lived. I want your opinion and thoughts. People, BDE Brandon does everything. Well, he just did TNA. Yes, BDE just did TNA, and y'all know what the full name of TNA is? Tits and ass. In all seriousness, he just made his TNA debut, which is so unbelievable. Fellow creator right here. So we're gonna react to a couple of videos. This is absolutely nuts. So this is Brandon's POV, which I don't know, this video has so many. This is Brandon's POV, what you see. It's on his channel, check it out. And obviously this is BDE making his entrance from a fan perspective. This is the only footage I can react to, I'm pretty sure. This feels surreal, people. Look at this shit. You know, people thought, oh my god, bye-bye. Go back making videos. He's back. He's back. Look at this shit. Chokeslam. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. No. Brandon, no. And RKO cutter, whatever you want to call it. That is absolutely crazy. I can imagine the adrenaline he felt. Look at the amount of people right here, people. Boom! And this is the most special part. Imagine you're making wrestling content. You're watching wrestling for years and years and years. One day somebody tells you, you know what? In 10 years, 15 years, whatever, you're gonna get super kicked by Dolph Ziggler in TNA. That is a dream come true. That is an absolute dream come true, people. All this to say, I'm very happy for the guy, rooting for BDE. Let me pull the curtain a little bit. I remember a few years back, I asked for advice, you know, because he's really good at YouTube analytics and all that shit. And instead of Brandon just giving you a couple of tips, you know, I would just upload and all that shit, he actually goes into it. He's here to help. Like, I know if I would text him right now, he would be more than willing to actually offer some help. So, he's a great dude. So good things happening to good people. Love to see it. People, one of the most heartwarming moments of Crown Jewel was John Cena giving the announcers some notes about AJ Styles, how he's the phenomenal one, the Mr. Total Non-Stop Action, and per Fightful, AJ Styles and Cena received a standing ovation when they returned backstage after the match. It's also claimed internally that AJ Styles had no idea a special intro was planned for him by John Cena. So this makes this moment even better. AJ Styles had no idea, just Jonathan Anthony Felix Cena just said, I respect AJ Styles that much, let's show him love, let's show him love, this match means a lot to me, and this is the exact type of wrestling we should get out of John Cena. Like 2 matches left probably, right? 1-2 matches, let's make sure these are the type of matches we get, just nostalgia, just a love letter to wrestling. Ooh, wrestling, I love you so much, can I touch your arse? You know, love letter to wrestling, people. That's exactly, I think, Triple H would say about this match. I'm not surprised they got a standing ovation. And again, people were chanting for Edge, you know, after the event. It's unfortunate that it's not gonna happen, but that's exactly what I'm getting into. I don't think that's happening, people. But a good transition is what The Rock thinks. It doesn't matter what you think. The Rock talked about John Cena's last opponent. I have a tiny bit of influence in the booking of it, but it really is whoever John Cena wants. Really. That's what it comes down to. I just sound like Ryback. It's not me. Nick Khan, or Triple H. It's whoever John wants. That guy's earned it. And you know what? The best part about John Cena is he comes as advertised. So who you think he is, that's who he is. And he's a good dude. And I love the guy. I miss the times when they were roasting the shit out of each other on Raw, man. I miss those times. But people, I think The Rock is right. It's up to John Cena. John Cena keeps saying, I don't want to pick my opponents. I just play the cards. Nah, man. You earned it. Just pick your opponents. Whoever it may be. You know, fingers crossed to a pinky in the ass for a Primo or Vladimir Kozlov, but, you know, I just want this retirement tour to feel the same way it felt during AJ Styles versus John Cena. We got some unfortunate moments. Whatever. It sucks. You know, also part of me thinks, I wish we got Cena versus Orton, Cena versus Punk, with John Cena being the babyface where he doesn't have to play the heel character and just give us a decent, good match, because there is a big difference. He was playing the character, so every finish was the same, the championship, the cheating. Kinda feel like that was a missed opportunity. Kinda sucks. Let's talk about WWE music, people. BodySlam.net claims Def Rebel, who produces music for WWE, is on their last contract with the company, though it's unclear when it comes up exactly. You read reports like this and it's something like in 2030. 5 more years. 5 more years of terrible music. Obviously, I have no idea, but this is something I'm craving for. This is something I've been asking for ever since we got them in the WWE. Well, it's clearly not working. And the good thing is, you know, we heard reports about WWE bringing back old music, which makes sense, especially for older talent who we, you know, associate the music with, like Sheamus, Finn Balor. I'm not talking about like age, but years spent in the WWE. What's the point of changing it to some shitty-ass generic music? So the fact that WWE are listening to the talent, bringing back old theme songs for Shinsuke Street Profits, it's a good sign WWE are probably ready to move on from Def Rebel. We've been ready for years now. You know, not to say that they didn't create some bangers. You know, Tribal of the Cheap. Tribal of the Cheap? But they just don't understand the characters. That is the problem, man. That is the problem. Bring back, I would say Jim Johnston, but he's kind of old right now. Not sure if that's possible. Maybe CFO. They were not that bad. So people, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm dying over there. But I'm gonna give you a hot-ass take. Tired, Great One. Losing his mind, Great One, is the best version of Great One. So come with me for the ride. Appreciate it. Like the video. Subscribe. All that stuff to Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.